Previously on Survivor.
So I got the immunity idol from solving the riddle, which is very clutch. But I also got it while I was texting Ray about the riddle.
Joey is not a threat in any way. He has no alliances, and he's not that great of a player, to be honest.
What we're gonna do is split our votes. Between Joey and Swartz.
Swartz, congratulations. You have won individual immunity. All right, so I've tallied the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Me.
Yeah.
Jody. I would like to play mine.
I'll read the votes.
Wait. Beef, are you gonna play it? Dude, what? Alright.
And the 12th person voted out, and the 5th member of our jury, Ray. That's 2. That's enough.
There was just a lot of talks last week about like where people aligned and like what was going to happen. We have tried to get out Joey a bunch of times throughout this whole game, and every time it hasn't really worked out. But like we kind of kept on pushing and just kept on going for it because I mean he's not invincible. So we wanted to do that again, but then there was a lot of talks about like whether or not Joey had an idol.
In the like 15 minutes before tribal, we were like, okay, let's all go for Joey. And then Ray said Joey has an idol. And we were like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, I know for a fact. And we were like, but how do you know? And he's like, I have a feeling. And we're like, okay. We feel like he's bluffing. Like Joey's bluffing. Like he's telling you that he has an idol, he doesn't. And Ray called me personally, individually. And he was like, look, I came second in the riddle challenge. My reward for that was getting to know who came first. It was Joey, and he has a steal vote, which obviously we know now is fake.
Ray, again, knew I solved the riddle, knew I got an advantage. I never outright told him it was an idol, but I'm like, you'd be dumb to think it's not an idol. So then I, again, still thinking he sold me out and told everyone I had an idol, I told him, oh, it's a vote swap. Because I thought a vote swap is when you just take someone's vote. Apparently it's called a steal vote, which he corrected me on. So I'm like, okay, Ray's already seen through my ridiculous lie. It's over. But then like I just kept it going throughout the day just to cause confusion, because I think I told Fields that instead of telling him I had an idol very early. I told a couple other people, and then that was on top of me saying, hey, like, did anyone see Beef play that idol from a couple weeks back? And I'm like, so I don't know, I just kind of used it to confuse people intentionally because I figured chaos was the only way I was going to make it through the vote.
The focus became more about like what to do with Joey and Schwartz, because there was like rumors that they were gonna make a big move and like use some sort of idol play, like basically figure out who people were gonna vote for, and then play the idol on them. So starting off, it was kind of a coin flip. It was a gamble because we're like, okay, as long as none of them win the challenge, like doesn't really matter, because I mean like if neither of them win the challenge, it's a coin flip because like they don't know who to put the idol on if they do have an idol. So it's like multiple levels of like gambling.
I went back to the powers that be from Caliban, like Beef and Bittner and Fields, and I said Joey has a steal vote. That means we're okay. If like we still have the advantage. We still have more votes if we all vote Joey. And that was like, okay, that's fine. So we go into tribal. No steal vote is played. We're like, oh, okay, whatever. Maybe he was bluffing the entire time. Maybe Ray was wrong, whatever.
I went into that day skeptical of everyone and everything. And I think in the way, like, there were certain points of the day where I was just frustrated with like the people I was working with, so I just did something. It's like mainly Harrison and Ray, because they were like trying to get me to vote certain ways. I didn't trust them already, and they were like putting me in a bad spot trying to vote out Swords, who's probably like the only person I can trust in this game right now. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I like tried to stir up like the pot and like cause some idol drama, which ended up working because Ray accused Beef at the end of having an idol, which was beautiful for me. And then ended up working with Beef. I think he actually ended up playing a thing against me, but it worked either way because he knew I had an idol. I knew I had to play my idol either way. Like, I'm not super pressed about that, but overall I think it went really well. It would have been nicer to not need to play my idol, but that's how it happens.
I really thought it was going to be coming my way. So then when we stopped voting and Joey immediately raised his hand and played it, in the back of my mind, I was hoping Beef was going to play the idol for me. Though we had pretty lengthy discussions about whether or not he should do that, because we didn't know whether the votes truly were coming my way or Ray's, and there was no way we wanted to waste the idol if votes were going Ray's direction. So I was kind of hoping he would play it for me. And then I was so surprised when Ray asked for it from Beef.
Towards the end, it became more clear that they were going to focus on Ray. And I think Ray was also aware of this, but Ray was really gambling on them not having an idol, which is very unlike Ray. I think there was talks of Beef potentially using his idol on Ray, which didn't end up happening. And that's partly because before it happened, like before the vote, Beef and I kind of talked and we were like, if they do vote for Ray, we just kind of have to let it happen. Like, it's not worth using an idol on it. I mean, Ray did make the idol very public, which kind of sucks.
I just didn't understand that, so I immediately had to text Beef and ask him, did you promise to play the idol for Ray? And of course, absolute villain move on his part. There is no way if he makes it to the end that Ray's going to give him his vote.
Yeah, that was just tough for him. I mean, I don't think I had said this before. He was going to go in the next couple of weeks on my list anyway, so it's not like I think he thought we were a final two. I never really thought that throughout the season. So the only benefit to me is that he got eliminated with like not that much blood on my hands. I don't know, unless he thought I was going to play my idol for him, which I was never going to do. So it's whatever. The only thing that annoyed me was that he outed me in front of everyone at Tribal for having it. So the negative of that is that it's very public now. The positive is that I had kind of told everyone who needed to know about it anyway. So it was not like, I think the only person who didn't know at that point was Sahil. So it just like, it doesn't really change the game at all because everyone kind of knew. It's just more public.
Apparently Beef has an immunity. Yeah, what the hell? Completely forgot. That came out of nowhere. And Ray just dropped that as well. That's crazy. Yeah, I just remembered that. Wow. But yeah, I guess apart from that, nobody has any like hidden immunities that I guess that I know of.
That was what I wanted to happen because I knew he had that idol because I knew Harrison gave it to him, or Harrison somehow set in forth motion for him to get it. And I really thought he had played it, which is why I hadn't thought about it until like last week. But when I realized he hadn't, I was like, this is perfect because I need someone else to accuse him so that people don't think it's coming from me. So I told Ray, Alec Fields, maybe someone else. And I was really hoping that just somehow during Tribal would come out, which it did at the very last moment. It also makes Beef look really, really bad because he just left Ray like hanging there. So it kind of kills Beef's like good guy morality and raises questions about he probably does have an idol, so maybe throw some votes at him. I don't know. It's good.
But that was just shocking, and then finding out afterwards that Ray apparently had a safety without power advantage and didn't use it. I'm assuming largely because Beef promised he would play the idol for him if it came to that. Was just insane. I've been gunning for Ray all season, and I was always hoping that I would get to be the one to vote him out. Clearly, I had no part in that, but honestly, I can't say I was complaining about the way that it happened. So
basically, the tribal went exactly how I wanted it to go. I wanted Joey to stay around, even if some of my allies like Beef was kind of okay with sending him home. I much preferred keeping Joey around, and so Joey getting the idol he says he got it from the hint or the clues, the advantage thing. So that was huge. So we'd been talking. I was like, I didn't even try really to get the votes off of him that hard. I just kind of told him yo, I tried, but I think you're gonna have to use the idol. So I wanted him to stay around, but I wanted him to also use his idol. So that was perfect. So he used up his idol and was able to stay around, and we were able to pick off Ray, who's just a major schemer who he and I have never even loosely worked together. So it was a good vote for me.
I think Joey and Sword should have taken the opportunity to get me out. It was a prime time to do it. And I knew my only defense against that was if Fields voted for Ray and I voted for Ray. So Fields did it. And then at the last second, I got information during Tribal that there was just no reason for me to play the idol. And I shouldn't then also vote against my alliance. So I voted for Joey, knowing that it wasn't going to be meaningful, but I did it anyway. And then I think it was honestly useful to have Fields vote with them, because it looks like he can get in with them now through that. He can be like, look, I voted with you guys, let's make it happen, and that information just can pass to me. So all things considered, the vote actually went okay.
People I'm working with right now, I swear it's probably automatic. That's probably we're the duo. Fields I'm starting to get closer with, and I think he's more willing to work with me now, especially as the tribe is shrinking. He has to really pick a small group, so I think that could work.
I was definitely considering playing the idol on myself, because I couldn't figure out why they wouldn't take that time to go for me and not Ray. But I got lucky and they went for Ray.
The biggest reasons was I had enough for Ray. He wrote my name down so many times, including that time. On top of that, I knew I really wanted to work with Fields, because I knew that he could be an influential vote, and I knew I could get him on board because he wasn't super close with anyone from what I could tell. So it was him and Swords are really close. I'm starting to get closer. I'm okay, if I convince him, I'm golden. And I knew he'd be more hesitant to vote Bittner. And I knew that anyone else between Ray and Bittner wouldn't work, because either they wouldn't be seen as powerful or they had too many alliances. So I figured what I could do was just pit Ray versus Bittner. Get out Ray because I don't trust him, and he works with Harrison, who has to be plotting against me. I would be if I were him. So it just leaves that whole group weaker. And Bittner, he's not against me from what I can tell, not super outright. So I feel while I don't trust him, I feel he's a better alliance to have going forward.
I don't know. The tribal was very frustrating because there was I don't think it was a good game move. I think it was an extremely lucky situation, and was a very bad game move from Ray. So I think it's being credited as this incredible move, but I look at it as it was only a good move because someone else made a really bad move. And I don't know. That's just frustrating as a game player for that to happen. But I would say, look, credit to Joey. I mean, the dude pretty much lied his ass off to everyone and created a massive storm of misinformation. And Ray played himself and convinced himself that he was actually somehow. I honestly, for the life of me, couldn't tell you why he didn't play his advantage. He totally should have.
So weirdly enough, I'm in a pretty safe position right now. Still, I don't know. I mean, that definitely takes a bigger, I wouldn't say bigger target, but a big target out of the game, which I guess will draw more attention to me. It's crazy that last week I was sitting there and there was no real talks of me being thrown out there. And that's because we have big players like Ray at the time, Bittner, and Beef. I think if you're not getting targeted, it's not as fun of a game.
Andy is a personal thing. I don't think as seniors and the last thing we're doing in college, he would be cool with blindsiding me. And I'm not totally cool with that on him either. So I feel there's a personal relationship there that'll keep that going. But I guess it's up to him to see if he really wants to do that or not.
Meef is my guy in this game. I have 100% confidence he's not gonna flip on me at any point in the game, which is definitely a bet. But I mean, if it If he ends up voting me out, I want you to cut back this clip of me saying I'm 100% confident in Beef. So okay, before like this stage in the game, I was working with Ray and Sahil, and that was kind of a alliance of 3. And then I had Beef, Bittner, and then Beef has Alec Fields, and then Harvey is somehow thrown in there. So it's like 4 or 5 roughly.
Okay.
But the way I see it, it's mainly me, Beef, Bittner, and then we have other guys thrown in.
I think that 5 is our ideal final 5. So I think we kind of wanted to go Joey Swartz and then Sahil. And then in my mind, probably Andy after that, and then likely Harvey.
Yeah, my biggest question is Harvey at this point, because I think he has the best route to victory, in my opinion. But I also understand that, like, he hasn't done anything to make me think I shouldn't trust him. So he could totally dip right now and flip votes on me. But
we kind of want Joey more now, though, because everyone's kind of... He put a humongous target on his back.
Now also that he's, he had a great idol play. He took out a previous winner. He now all of a sudden has a pretty strong resume. So definitely people are still, at least from what I'm hearing, saying Joey's the easy target, especially because now we know he definitely doesn't have an idol. And we also thought going into the vote that he had Ray lied to us. We thought he had a steal a vote advantage because he solved the riddle. Obviously Ray was lying. And so, but now we know Ray also had the advantage. So that's out of the game now. So I can't imagine a scenario in which we vote for Joey and he somehow saves himself unless you give us another opportunity to get an idol or get an advantage. So yeah, people are still planning on voting that way, and I think if he wins immunity, then the votes will just go to Swartz instead.
It's like weird, like, so Beef and I and Fields were kind of playing with Ray mostly, and then kind of I guess Bittner on the side. And now that Ray's gone, Bittner's kind of just slid into that spot, and like now I have a group chat with Beef and Bittner, where once it was Ray. So one door closes, another opens, I guess.
I don't know what Sahil is thinking now, because I think I've been skeptical of Sahil the whole game, I guess, just because like I was wary of like a sophomore alliance, but somehow me and Ray have really like grounded him. We've really like had that strong alliance, but I think now he's not really in on the other alliance that I have, and I think he's gonna maybe kind of step up and try to do something with the other guys and like make a move. Because I don't know if he would want to work. I think it's in his best interest to work with them rather than working with like Beef and Bittner and them.
I think right now we're just gonna kind of keep going until we get out Joey and Swartz, and then from there it's just kind of like you know what I'm saying. I view them as the same right now, because they can't do anything in the position that they're at, so it's kind of irrelevant, I guess.
So I think getting rid of Joey or Schwartz would kind of prevent that from happening, and then also allows me to pick up Sahil in case I need to vote out like Bittner or something. I don't know.
I would already say that I am aligned. Well, yeah, I guess that's the point of being a majority. So I don't know. I guess it would probably be like Andy, probably Fields, and Beef. Like I like, but I feel like he's talking to everybody. And like I don't know, he's always thinking about the long game. So I feel like we would try to be allies, but I feel like he could be one of the first few names up just because of how involved he is in his immunity and stuff. I've been on the same tribe as Dirty Harrison for the entire like game, and we've never once like talked ever. So like it's just kind of like a well kind of thing.
I probably would do well by winning an immunity or two, just to have, because I haven't won an immunity yet, so just to have that on my resume for like outplay. But yeah, just kind of tread lightly, stay on everyone's good side.
This week's challenge is a Wikipedia race. Each person will start at one Wikipedia page, and by only clicking links in the Wikipedia articles, will have to navigate to their end page. The starting point for each person is the end point for the previous person. and then at the end of their turn, they choose the endpoint for the person going after them. This will continue until everyone has gone, and the person with the fewest number of clicks will win immunity. If more than one person gets the fewest number of clicks, the winner will be determined by the person who went from their starting page to their end page the fastest. The first person to go will have a starting point of Alpha Delta Phi, our fraternity, and will end with Richard Hatch.
So my initial thinking is to just try to. I have to get to Survivor. I have to get to like a list of TV shows. So maybe I just needed to go. Unless there happens to be a famous brother who's been in the. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the United States. Now I would like to get to some entertainment. Oh, what channel is Survivor on? Is it on NBC? No. CBS. I think it's on CBS. Okay, I'm gonna go with CBS. Oh, there's a list of programs broadcast by CBS. That's okay. Well, if I don't find Survivor here, assuming it's on CBS. Okay, screw it. Where's the list? Where'd it go? Okay. This has to have it. Is it the drama? No. Is there like reality TV? Here we go, Survivor. Beautiful. Okay. And now we just need the first winner, Richard Hatch. There has to just be a list of winners. Here we go. Season winner, Richard Hatch. Voila. I'm there.
All right. Nicely done.
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of that. I think that was a really good time. I think I could not have done any better.
The only thing I need from you now is pick what the next person has to get to from this page.
Oh, okay. What should the next person have to get to from this page? How about the page for appendicitis?
Definitely not going to go for time here. All right. He also competed in The Biggest Loser. I'm going to go strip searched. It's not the direction I was hoping for. Full body scanner. Now that's interesting. Do I go body cavity search or do I go full body scanner? I'm going to have to go full body scanner. Hopefully I can get some like listed body parts in here. Medical imaging might be the best route. Organs, I see organs on there. All right. Okay, organs are now here. I've got anatomy. Chance they list organs on this page. Pancreatic tumors, liver studies. At the moment, it seems like organs might be the best thing to click on because I'm sure that has to have a list of organs and then appendicitis. All right, we're gonna go organs. Where was it, organs? Okay, wait, it's gotta be listed here, right? Of course it doesn't do anything, so I don't know if they would, God, Danny would be way better at figuring this out than me. Oh, list of organs of the human body, Jesus. Ah, there it is. Got it. So appendix, it's gotta be here somewhere. Appendicitis, there we go. This is what I was looking for, right? Okay.
Yeah. Well done.
Movie, let's go Mission Impossible 5.
So the next person will have to go from appendicitis
to Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
Okay, so my logic right now is that the most general thing from Mission Impossible I could probably get is probably Tom Cruise. I'm gonna go to surgeon. Let's see where that takes me. What are the odds? Tom Cruise was in one of these movies, or one of these people was in.
Unfortunately, the Zoom call got dropped during this time, but he kept me updated over text, and he ended up finding a path on Wikipedia with 6 clicks, and then he decided to have the next page of this Wikipedia race be searching for a guide for the perplexed by Maimonides.
Okay. So someone really just did me dirty. I see. Yeah, well, right now I'm thinking Hebrew is probably the best way to get to the guide for the perplexed. Guessing I can find something about Judaism. But the thing is, clicks is what really gets you. Because I could just go Tom Cruise, Scientology, religion, Judaism. But if I have to be smart with my clicks, and I think this one could be very difficult, I feel like I should just click on one of these countries. But that could mess me up because like if I click Moroccan instead of Morocco, that would take me 2 clicks further from where I want to be. I'm feeling good about it. It'll hopefully take me somewhere good. Oh, I already regret this. This is an awful pick. Let's just do language then, since I'm already at this point. Get to language, get to Hebrew. Hopefully, my life is good. Okay. I go to I. Click on Israel. Hebrew has to be on this page somewhere. Hebrew language. Hebrew. Yeah, no. Click this. Medieval. Oh, it's gotta be here. Guide for the perplexed. See this. Okay. Okay, I got it.
Nicely done.
Feeling good about Worcestershire sauce. I feel like there's a good amount of links.
All right, I'm going to take my own advice and start with God.
All right.
Where is that? I saw that highlighted. Okay. Click number 1. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted out of this, though. Gives me a lot of options. All right, link number 2. Worship. Yeah.
And a reason why that?
Because I know food is used in worship practices. Oh, sweet. Okay. Passover Seder. That's exactly what I wanted out of that. We got some food. A lot of food options. All right, there's number 4. Oh, wait. Hold on. That just took me internal. Oh, wait. No, never mind. It took me there. Okay, that's 4. I'm going to see if I can get something to deviled eggs. Oh, here we go. Deviled eggs. All right, click that. That's 5. Got it.
Nicely done.
Whoever went before me definitely did not win. Because that link that I was originally on is whack.
You need to get to Andromeda Galaxy.
Wonderful. By only clicking links on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go here. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go here. No, here. I'm thinking geography. Maybe something will say Earth, and then I'll go from there. But it's not looking good as of where I'm at. I need to get to science. Ecosystems. Of Earth. I want to just command F Earth. Earth science, maybe. Wait. Planet Earth. Let me get to galaxies. Come on, baby. It's close.
Where do you think you can find it on this page?
Somewhere in here is going to say Milky Way Galaxy. I know it. Nothing says Milky Way. Maybe solar system. See, and then if I can get to Milky Way, I can go to galaxies, and I'm sure that it's on there somewhere. Galactic context. Milky Way. We're getting there. Do you know if the Andromeda is a satellite galaxy or a barred spiral galaxy?
I believe it's a spiral, but do not click it. God damn it.
Okay. I'm taking your word for it. General spiral galaxy. Famous examples. Boom, done.
All right.
Suck on that, whoever gave me that. Let's go with Academy Awards.
All right. So why Perseus?
I'm feeling like I could get into actors kind of quick if I can find like a Percy Jackson kind of thing, you know? Oh, there's got to be something in here, some Zeus movie. Oh yeah. Oh, Liam Neeson, right? He's got to. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. No, I'm not. Okay, doing that. Oh yes.
I'll count it.
Woohoo! Igneous rocks.
The person that went before you had Academy Awards as their end goal.
Yeah.
And so then they got to choose the next end goal, which for you is igneous rocks. All right. So what's your thought process right now?
Well, I'm on the Academy Awards. There's obviously a statue. Right now, I already found bronze. So if I can just get down to like rocks and metals, I think it should be easier. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be easy at all, but like I think it's the best way to approach it. Okay, so I'm gonna bronze. So that's one click.
All right.
Igneous rocks. I wish I knew more about rocks. 'Cause I'm definitely gonna pass up on some easy ways to get there. Oh, this is what I need. That would require 2 clicks, I guess. Okay, fine. I'll do it that way. No. Fuck it. Oh, there it is.
Nicely done.
And so with using only 4 clicks, Andy wins immunity this week. Because Joey used his idol in the last tribal council, a new idol was put back into play. The day following the challenge, I added a Google form into our Facebook message group, and the first 3 people to complete this form and text me that they completed it will receive an advantage of some sort.
All right, what time is it?
It's 2:43 in the morning.
All right, and why are we up right now?
Because I was spamming you.
All right, so what's going on?
I sent him straight up like 10 texts.
I was like, I'm figuring this crap out. Like, I need to do this. So like, I definitely did not solve them how you wanted them to be solved. Because like, I don't know if you knew this, but like it would spit back at you if you had the right answer. Mm-hmm. Like you could literally just type in like tons of numbers, like random ass numbers, and like they would come back at you and tell you who was right.
Okay, so we got your text saying you just sent the link, and then I said I was confused, and you said it's the new link, so then I was unconfused. And I just started working on it, and so the first one was easy because it was just alphabet. I just Googled our Wikipedia page and found a bunch of any date I could and just typed them in. So that was 1029. That was easy.
That one was 1029, which is the day it was founded.
I googled it to find just different information. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could have remembered that it's 3 days after my mom's birthday. Like Wolfpack, that one had me stumped for a while, and I saw the band, and I actually just texted Joey, and I was like, I just don't know, this is so hard. And he was just like, and he just gave me the answer to that one. He's like, I'm so stumped, but like, so that one, he's like, you just have to look them up in their Spotify page, and there's a song called like 1612. I'm like, oh, that's smart. So he helped me there.
The second one was the band. One of their songs was 1612.
This one, I think this one was dumb luck, because I don't think I used your hint. I just saw the coordinates, and I tried looking up the place and everything. I just got nowhere. So then I just Googled like the parallel, like whatever it was, and the Missouri Compromise popped up. And then Missouri Compromise was in the year 1820. And that was the answer. I don't know how I was supposed to do that. Was that it?
No.
This was the coordinates that led to Eagle Rock, Missouri. And to be honest, I still have absolutely no idea what that one was supposed to be. But Harrison also solved it, and then hits me up and is like, yo, I solved it. And I'm like, how'd you get it? And he was like, I started typing in random years.
The coordinates, they were killing me. I had no idea. So like, I was looking around, like what had to do with season, and like I had no idea. So it got to the point where I was just typing in random numbers, and so I started with 1900, and I typed 1901, 1902, 1903, 1904, and then I got all the way up to 2020, and it was nothing. So I was like, damn, we might as well go backwards now. And so I got to 1820, and it was 1820, and I was like, bet.
So I started typing in random years, and 1820 worked, so that was hype.
The coordinates of Eagle Rock, Missouri, which is where a contestant of Survivor was in, and he's the only person from that area that was ever on Survivor. And so...
Oh yeah, Randy Bailey, there we go.
Yeah. And then from there, it's his place in season. So he was in 2 seasons. One of the seasons was, he came in like 7th or something, and the season was double digits, so that would give you a 3-digit code, which is not right. So the next season he played, he placed 18th, and it was season 20. So 1820.
Oh, that's so clever.
On
this one you're gonna hate me for. So I typed in the coordinates, right? And so I started off by just typing in like all the numbers from like the little blurb it gives you for Stoke-on-Trent. Like if you Google Stoke-on-Trent, like it gives you a bunch of numbers on the right, like weather, local time, population. And I saw that the only 4-digit thing was 2011. So I typed 2011, which wasn't the answer. And then I just flipped 2011 backwards, and it was right.
Next one I think is the World's Strongest Man, right? It was like WSM. So I was Googling what WSM could stand for.
I was in like a YouTube hole a few days ago and was like watching World's Strongest Man crap. I was just like, okay, England WSM, World's Strongest Man, something LBS, deadlift pounds. I was like, okay, what's the world record for deadlift? My boy Eddie Hall with the world record, which was 1102. So that one I knocked down in like literally a minute. That one I can't. No one's gonna get that one. I think that's gonna trap everyone. So I was hyped about that.
And then it was Oklahoma, Wynnewood. So PRD had like 50 different meanings of what that could be. One of which was like planned residential developments. So I tried looking for like planned residential developments in Wynnewood, and like maybe there's something big happening in the future, whatever, and found nothing. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna type 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and then I got to 2034, and that was the answer.
Oh yeah, so I looked the coordinates up. I saw it was Joe Exotic, and then I needed to figure out what PRD stood for, and I knew I was just like researching Joe Exotic, and I knew I watched the show, so I knew he like what was his current situation. I knew he was in jail. And so I just was like, I think I just was reading about him, and it was like his parole date. and I'm like, oh, parole date, like PRD. So then, like, this is probably the smartest thing I've ever done in my life. And then so his parole date was 2034. So that was that.
Mhm.
And then the next one I actually knew. Like, I just saw it. I was like, oh, Roanoke. I don't remember. Maybe it was obvious that it was Roanoke, but I remember that was like my favorite thing I learned in history class. So I immediately just looked up Roanoke and what year that was or whatever, and that was that.
Yeah, okay, it was Roanoke. You got 1585.
So, you are the first person to complete that, which means congratulations. You are now in possession of a hidden immunity idol.
Huge. That's huge.
In return for solving it, you get an extra vote that can be used up until the final 6. So first, congratulations, you solved it. That's great. You won a advantage in either this upcoming challenge that's coming on Sunday, or the next challenge that will be for the tribal that's on Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, I don't think that anyone else could have won this realistically, because those were so hard, honestly. I don't think anyone else is doing this, and no one else is up at 2 a.m. doing this. So I'm not telling anyone. No one's gonna know about this. I can't win a single challenge for my life, but these random advantages.
Okay, so today started with Pulaski sharing with us the latest challenge, and I thought I had no chance at it, but somehow, by the will of God, I solved it. And fortunately, Beef, before I solved it, and no one knows I solved it, Beef told me that Harvey was making progress on it. He suggested that Harvey finished it, but then he sent me text that made it seem like Harvey only got like the first 2 clues, which wasn't that much. So anyways, that was enough for me. So I've just been telling everyone Harvey solved it and probably has an advantage. And I'm like, but it's definitely not immunity, because the last one was immunity. So I'm like, he wouldn't do immunity 2 times in a row, even though I solved it and have immunity now. Secret immunity, potentially.
All right, we've got about 2 hours to tribal. I'm hoping this is an easy vote. Everyone was pretty unanimous on Joey last week, despite that not working out. But you know, that ended up in the biggest snake of this game, the biggest chaos creator going home. So you know, it seems like a straightforward vote, and that Joey's the easy vote, especially now that we know he didn't win immunity. So at the moment, seems like that's the direction we're going. I'm a little thrown off at the moment because things have been quiet today. I feel like I haven't been talking to people as much as normal, but also a lot of my conversations have normally been with Beef about Ray freaking out, and now that's not a conversation we can have. So I'm hoping it's just a product of that. Currently, the one discussion is whether or not throwing 2 votes Swartz's direction is worth it, given the challenge or the advantage that Pulaski threw out there. I do know that Harvey made it to at least the 3rd clue of that advantage challenge. I don't know if he solved it, but if I hear anything about that, that would probably be the largest determination of whether or not we try and split the vote.
So I'm telling everyone to vote Harvey. Hopefully me, Beef, Joey, not Reggie, RIP, Fields, and I think Beef's gonna lasso in Andy, and we should have 5 votes on him, and hopefully tonight goes exactly how I want it to, and I'm able to survive a round now with a hidden immunity idol in my pocket, which means I have one and Beef has one. So Beef doesn't know I have one though, but that's pretty powerful. So yeah, hopefully tonight, if I go home with idol in my pocket tonight, I'm gonna be devastated. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Okay, what's up? Tribal's starting a little bit. So it looks like I'm working with the same squad as last time, or I guess the same legend squad as last time. Fields, Swartz, and Beef. Take out Harrison, guy who needs to go if I want to stay in this game. But a little concerned. He claims to have an idol, which I don't believe. But if he does, that's a big play. And Beef has worked with him in the past, so this all might be a ruse. There might be a split vote. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but at this point, I can't really predict it. Just hope for the best. Care and stress.
There's no real opposition other than Joey and Schwartz, so I think it should work unless some crazy thing happens. But they played Night last week, so I doubt they have won one. That's it.
Survivor confessional. We're going Joey. It's what's happening. Don't see too many ways out of it for him. That's probably gonna change, come vote time, but it's what it is.
All right, yeah, we'll start without Andy. Let's go to Joey first, just with kind of all the mayhem that happened in the last tribal council. How's that affecting your gameplay going forward, and how's that affecting this tribal?
So essentially, I don't know what happened last tribal. I just tried to stir the pot and make something dramatic happen. Something dramatic did happen. And now I feel like, I don't know, my goal was I had an idol and I knew I probably had to use it immediately. So at least stir up the game or cause information about who is really aligned with who to come out. And I feel like that somewhat happened, or at least some alliances were shattered. Others were kind of forged. Kind of.
Beef, what do you think Joey meant by some alliances were shattered?
I don't know, you should ask him.
All right, Joey.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
I mean, I guess for me personally, I had a brand new alliance with Ray and Harrison for 24 hours that I shattered. I felt kind of bad about that. But, I mean, in the other sense, I think it was also not necessarily full on we're best of friends, but at least people knowing that there's more going on and people are being deceptive. Because again, my whole thing, not to single out Beef, was there's a lot of people in this game that are super well liked and no one seems to be addressing that as an issue. And I feel again, no shots at Beef again, but I don't think he is as confident going into today as he was 2 tribal.
Beef, you were called out. Do you want to respond to that?
Oh, look, he said no shots at me, so I don't think it was at me. I think I'm chilling.
Even though he said your name twice in his answer.
Yeah, no, it was clearly at me. I think it's a little, dangerous. I would agree with him that I probably felt safer at earlier portions in the game than I do at this moment. But yeah, I'm hoping for the best. We'll see.
Harrison, you were also kind of called out there with the new 24-hour alliance between you,
tough.
Joey, and Ray. What do you have anything you want to get off your chest? Any of your own insights on that situation?
Survivor, and stuff's gonna happen, and yeah, stuff's gonna happen.
Harrison, how do you feel about Joey not, splitting off from you at the last vote, man?
Well, honestly, granted, Joey, he was pretty straightforward with us the whole time. He was like, yeah, I have an idol. I'm going to play it tonight. Don't try to pull anything. And then we tried to pull something.
Exactly.
So,
I really thought the idol was a bluff. I'll just say it. I really thought the idol was a bluff. Partially, it also gave more reason, no offense, Joey, it gave more reason to vote for you, because the thought was might as well try and flush the idol if you do actually have one. Of course, if we were smart, probably would have split the vote, but,
Joey is charisma. I'll stand by it.
In what way?
In that every time his name has come up, he's lived.
Whose name has not come up at this point? Because this is a game where basically there's a tribe of 8 that are all trying to figure out who to vote out. I'm sure everyone's name comes up at least once.
I haven't really heard Field's name. Or I feel like Sahil's been pretty safe. I feel like there's a couple people who have been pretty safe.
Okay, any reason why you think they haven't had their names come up?
Partly dumb luck, partly, I don't know, maybe they've just been flying under the radar a little bit. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a critique either, but I don't think they've been in much danger.
Sahil, how do you feel about that?
I feel like it's an apt statement. I don't know. I also did get 2 votes that I let it go, so there's some stankers out there. But I would agree for the most part.
Okay. Alec, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it probably makes sense because, now I get the game, but for a long time it was new to me. And even now I'm still kind of learning on the fly, so I guess it makes sense.
Bittner, do you think it's important to keep people around that kind of lay low, like Swartz said, that their names don't really come up? Or do you think that they should be targeted because they're the ones that names never come up?
Their shields exist in the game. Part of the reason I said Ray's name came up a lot most weeks is because he was considered a threat. And, you know, having someone around whose name is continuously coming up, it can act as a shield. So, you know, if you take away someone who's seen as a big threat, then, you know, all of a sudden you could be the next biggest threat after that. So, you know, it's important to strike a balance because also you don't want to find yourself at the very end looking around and saying, I'm the worst player here with the worst resume.
Beef, do you have anything you want to add on to that, or did he put it pretty...
I think he put it pretty well. I agree with that. There's definitely some strategy in play when you've got people whose names keep coming up, Ray being a great example. And when people like her that, I think to Joey's point, the move was dramatic in that it took a name out that had been coming up a ton. So, you know, you got to put a new name out there. And it seems like Joey's trying to make my name the new name, but we'll see.
I never once said that. If Beef's name was the name, I would get eliminated immediately. That man's too powerful. I know that. I want everyone.
Everyone knows that, like, all of us here are friends outside the game. But there have been these alliances that have been going on throughout the game since day one, or since 24 hours ago in some cases. Do you see the alliances being a little bit more flimsy than they are in the real game, just because we all know each other outside?
In ways, they're stronger. I wouldn't say they're flimsier than the real game, because like obviously I've known these kids for a while. Like I literally pledged with Sports, Joey, and Fields, and I kind of have an idea of their personalities going into it. Like we kind of know like who's going to gravitate towards who, and that sort of thing. And I think that makes them stronger in that way. But then also you have to be aware, like some kids might want to just fuck you because like, why not?
Pretty.
Sahil, do you feel the same way?
No, I don't. I don't know.
You want to expand on that?
No, I would not. Like
Joey, with Andy winning. Oh, there he is. Hello. Hey, Andy.
Not much.
Yeah, so Andy, with winning immunity, do you think that shakes up how this vote is going to go?
No.
Did anyone get the riddle?
Smelled that you dealt it.
You who said the rhyme did the crime.
What's the third thing? I always forget.
He said the rhyme doing that. Can we vote?
So, wait, Harrison, why did you bring that up?
I was just curious.
Does anyone want to speak up about that? Speak up about what the form in the Facebook group was?
Straight nonsense.
Yeah, it was hard.
I was real disappointed in my alpha adult knowledge that I couldn't get past the first one.
Dude, that was just the Wikipedia page. Like that one I got.
I tried every number on the Wikipedia page. I don't know what the hell I was missing.
1029. I'll give you the first hint. I mean, that's pretty much all you're halfway to a me. So.
Yeah, so if no one has anything else to add.
Yeah, I have something to say.
Okay.
I feel like saying that is at no risk if you've already completed it.
Ooh. Swartz.
Was that on me? Oh shit. No, I got 1029 and then I texted Joey for help on the second one.
Whoa.
Oh, see, there's something going on here.
I phoned a friend.
I'll keep it real. Yeah, no, there's literally a 2-hour text chain of us being like, this doesn't make any sense. Can you help me?
Yeah.
And then just 2 hours later, I tried this, didn't work. And then that's like the whole text conversation.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Y'all are chilling, I'm playing.
Then it is time to vote.
Said it once, I'll say it again. Every time I vote for Joey, something bad happens. But we're gonna knock wood, and I'm gonna vote for Joey.
I'm voting for Harrison right now. I might get voted out, but I have no way of protecting myself. So, hopefully.
All right.
We think that there might be a betrayal afoot. Or there's always the possibility that either Swartz or Joey actually did solve the puzzle and an idol gets played.
All right. So, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now is the time to do so. person with the most votes will be out of the game. I'll read the votes. First vote, Joey.
How's it every time?
Charisma.
Dude's a cat, bro. He's got 9
Joey. It's 2 votes, Joey. Harrison. We're tied. 2 votes Harrison, 2 votes Joey. That's 3 votes Joey, 2 votes Harrison. Joey. That's 4 votes Joey, 2 votes Harrison. The 13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury, Joey. That is 5. That is enough. And with that, the tribe has spoken. Any last remarks before jury time, Joey?
Took y'all enough tries, I guess. Like, I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll see you very soon. And thank you, sir. And for the rest of you guys, final 7. Great job.
Well, shit. They got Joey.